the rest of folks just a couple of minutes in case anybody else is in the middle of something and wants to join.
Should we put a ping in announcements for this? As
Did
we announce the ASM itself.
Chief, when you started the event, did you ping everyone there?
I didn't start it, Simon did.
Oh.
Probably not.
Okay, hold on. Let me undo this event. I'll just do the real event. Hold on.
Oh, is there a real event?
Yeah, there already made one. So
Oh, sorry. I
let
just
me-
started a new one.
How do I do this? Do I?
I think here, if we end the stage and then rejoin. Sorry, we have to make you click buttons.
There we go. Okay. Yep. Start event. Oh. There we go. Oh.
There we go. That sent the ping.
There we go. Okay. Discord.
Discord. Can't live. Sometimes it's like can't live with it, can't live without it.
Nicknames, man. Nicknames. Okay.
I guess we're doing it just in this gazebo here.
Yep, the three admins, if anyone wants to come and watch us, are currently sitting in the gazebo to the southwest of the spawn point within Central Park.
By the time the meeting's over, this gazebo will be burned down. Yep.
That is the first announcement.
That is the first announcement, is arson. Oh my god. Alright. Cool. Well, let's go ahead and get started. If anyone would like to join, you can TP to Binty D or London Thameslink if you'd like to watch in-game. Otherwise, just feel free to listen in here on the channel. Thanks everybody for joining. We've got two announcements that we... Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that you were still vanished. Sorry, my bad. Okay, so we've got two announcements from the administrative staff meeting that we would like to share. I guess since I am currently speaking words that I will go first. As a lot of you who have been around for a while, and especially those who are watching the activity statistics, have probably noticed, I have not really been around all that much. And then those of you who were around last summer, you'll remember that there was that whole bit that I was doing of Project Parallelogram where I was intentionally not sharing the details of that. I'm not going to share the details of that now, but those of you who do know, you know, but please keep them private. But essentially, as a side effect, I haven't really been able to be on the community all that much. As a result, I have sadly made the decision that I will be stepping down from the staff team and as head administrator, effective following the August 2023 General Staff Meeting on August 13th. So that 2 months will be here to give us a little bit of time to transition a few things over within the admin team, and just so that I can still be here to support the community through our summer season, just because we know that that tends to be fairly busy. Right before I have another crazy a bit of work stuff, we've got some releases that are going out in September, and I will need to be able to support that. So, unlike when I stepped down 8 years ago to prepare for my first couple of years of college, this, as I'm, looking out into the fog of the future, this unfortunately does feel like a much more permanent change. The details of the job change that I did last summer, it's essentially my dream company, and I see myself being here for the foreseeable future. There is a path where I could be taking on additional responsibilities as time goes on. So as much as I would love to be here, I do need to be focusing on some real world stuff. So I'm sad to be leaving this community behind in this specific role. I will still be around, and I will still be reachable via Discord. I'm not leaving any of that. All of my towns and stuff will stay as they are. And if there are any further details of handoffs and whatnot, they will be announced as necessary. The one handoff that we will announce today is that effective at that August 13th general staff meeting, when I do officially step down, and to be clear, that is a step down to governor. I will not be remaining on as a mod. When that happens, Simon Scholar has been offered and has graciously accepted to take on the head admin responsibility and role. So Simon will be taking over that job from me. For those who don't know, the head admin role serves predominantly as two purposes. The first is as a backup to Frumple should the need arise, whether that's due to travel, if Frumple gets hit by a bus, anything like that sort of thing. Having a second person with a very similar level of keys to the kingdom, as it were. And then the second is as it pertains to the conductor and moderator processes. As you all know, who go through by that, as those of you who have gone through that process recently know, essentially the last step before publication is that there's a veto check with Frumple and the head admin. So that responsibility will pass to Simon. You all are in great hands. This has been a tremendous opportunity to serve the community in the capacities that I have over the, it will be 11 years, or essentially 9 years of service. And I promise that this was not a decision that I arrived at lightly. This has been something that I have been thinking about for a while, and the admins, we essentially just met today to finalize some of the details of that transition. So I'm incredibly grateful to the community for giving me your trust and giving me the opportunity to be here and to lead this community forward. And I hope that there are many great years and days to come. So Simon, congratulations on your appointment as head administrator in August. And again, y'all are in great hands. I trust that that this place will continue to be here for quite some time. So it's been an honor, y'all, and I'll see you around.
Thanks, Chief, and I think you're seeing it going through the meeting chat now, but your presence has been incredibly appreciated here. Right since the first days of the server, you have had rightfully a huge influence on what this server is today, and you will be sorely missed. But above all, thank you for everything you have done in the past now 11 years. It's been incredible.
Chief, I'm gonna miss you.
So that's it from me. Yeah, and Frumple, if there's anything else, then you can take it from there.
I'm just gonna, Chief, you've been just the heart of the server, and I just, good luck with whatever.
With Project Parallelogram.
Yeah, you're adulting. You're now an adult. I don't know.
I know, right? Like, that's weird, and
It is.
I will say that it has felt very strange for just how much adulting stuff has come at me in the last 2 years alone. But yeah, it's as Linus said in his video when he posted it, every good community needs to live on beyond some of the early folks, and this summer it will be that time to pass the torch. So London and others who are in chat, I will still be here. So y'all can keep blaming me for whatever. As with always, you're going to be wrong.
And he won't be an admin.
I definitely will.
He won't be an admin, so you can't really blame him that much because he can't, right? Like, it won't make as much sense anymore.
That's the joke.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. But yeah, no, thanks everybody. It's it's been an honor. So.
Okay. I'm just gonna add a comment on here. So just to summarize, people didn't get it. Chief will be resigning as head admin and from the staff team after the August GSM. So he'll still be sticking around. After that point, Simon will be the new head admin. There will be also, I think you briefly mentioned this, Chief, just to make it really clear, there will be a little bit of a veto review because, Chief's going, Simon's coming in. We'll all be discussing just a little bit of like, if we need to change status of any conductor or moderator vetoes with this transition. The other thing I'm going to mention is I think, and some people have pointed out, it's just going to be me and Simon for a bit. It's going to be the me and Simon show. And the last time we had only two admins, back when me and one other admin, was when it was just me and Tom back in 2015, I think, 16, somewhere around there. It was just after Cola Fest, I believe.
It was just after Cola Fest and after I was on hiatus after I left the first time.
Yep. And also Thomas and CG had also left then too. I'm just gonna also say that this might be the way things will. Sorry, this might be the way things will be for the foreseeable future. I know there've been some questions of like, or is there going to be a new admin or something like that? Unfortunately, a little bit of, I guess, maybe bad news if you want to interpret that way. My position when it comes to looking at new admins hasn't really changed that much in the past year or so. I actually posted a comment, which I'll post in Meeting Live right now. I posted this in one of the threads in community issues, basically expressing my opinion of potential admin candidates, and I'm sorry to say that opinion hasn't really changed. I don't really see. I think a lot of the mods are doing a great job as moderators at this time, but at the moment I'm not really seeing any good admin candidates that requires that higher level of trust, and to do that, to perform that position. This could always change later in the future. Also, new moderators could come in, and that could change that as well. But at this time, it's just going to be me and Simon for now. Yeah. So, if you have any questions about this, feel free to ask at the end of the meeting. But that is the situation we're in right now. Okay. I guess we should go on the good news, right, Chief? Simon? The good news?
The good news.
The good news. So, there is going to be a new server. It is called Delta, which I've named it because we skipped the Greek. we skipped it in the Greek alphabet. So I'm like, let's go back to that. But also, I named it that way because Delta also means change in a lot of contexts, like in physics and stuff. So, and considering this is now a new, I kind of want the server to evolve and to go into this new era, if you want to call that. I feel like that was an appropriate name for this. So, Delta server. Unfortunately, I don't have the specs on me. I guess I'll try to paste it in quick later in the meeting. But Delta server. So, get some background. I was looking through OVH sales. They usually have them every few months, and I did come across one that happened to fit our requirements really easily. It has an SSD. It has a hard drive as well. It also has like a faster processor, a more modern processor, faster RAM, double the hard drive space. And on all of that, it's only $5 more per month to run. So right now we're paying like $56.69 per month. This one's about $61 Canadian. So I was looking at that deal. I was like, do I wait till Black Friday to do it? But I was like, no, it might not show up again. So I was like, I just pulled the trigger and did it. So that server is running. I have not set it up at all. But the plan is, Zeta is already rented all the way to the end of the year. But the plan is over the summer, I will be setting up Delta. And I'm planning between the plan is by September, we'll do the migration between Zeta to Delta. I think that's the best time because that'll be the time when everyone's going off back to work or back to school. So the activity levels will go down, and that's a good time to do like a week long or several days long migration. Between now and September, though, the 11th anniversary is coming in July, and I was thinking of maybe we have this new server. I was thinking of maybe doing something on there. Some of the ideas that I have so far is, maybe in just another purge. I could just copy the world over to there and then do another purge event. The nice thing about this is it's fairly easy to do, and it's also a good way to stress test the new server with the new specs and stuff. So just make sure everything's going okay there. That's one option. Another option is I'm going to throw this out there. I don't know if people want it. Maybe another survival server. Because we did that a few years ago, unofficially anyway. There might be other ideas that people might want. I don't know. I don't know what's cool with Minecraft nowadays. Skyblock, mini games. I don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a community issues post pretty soon, for people to vote and discuss like what they want for this new, like just for the 11th anniversary, like because we have the server, we might as well use it. So if you have any ideas of what kind of thing you want to happen on there, that's the time to do it. So. To answer Vicky's question, yeah, it is a temporary thing. So if it's a purge, it's a temporary thing. If it's survival server, it's a temporary thing. The intent is just to test things, just to have summer event, partially also to test things out in July or August, and then by September we'll do the full migration of Zeta to Delta, and then Delta will be our new server. Zeta will actually still be around until the end of the year. So if we want to do another event like, I don't know, Christmas or something, we can do that. It'll be a little slightly slower server, but again, I'll have to ask the community of what they would like there. So for the next 6 months, we'll have 2 servers available to us. One of them will be always the main server that we will use.
And I think I announced something in chat that you didn't, but just to confirm that this has been prepaid for 24 months.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, so I paid a lot for. So the thing with the OVH, the server provider, is they provide savings if you prepay. So it was like 10%. I think it was 10% off if you pay for 2 whole years. So yeah, Delta is paid until about May, June 2025. So there's no. So if you're worried about the server shutting down, no, like. I've made a commitment, so there it is. Okay, I don't know if there's anything else to say there. Yeah, new server coming. I'll make a community issues post where people can discuss what they want. I'll just note about the survival server. It's probably going to be really basic. There's only about a month until July, so I don't really have the time. I remember from the last time we organized that survival server, Valdi and Volpicula, it's a lot of work. I don't think I have the time nor the patience to go deal with that. So if we do decide something like a survival server or some other game mode, it's going to be pretty vanilla, pretty basic. So don't get your hopes up too much there. I guess are we doing Q&A right now? I guess this is the thing.
Yeah, I mean those are essentially the 2 announcements to share. I will comment that we did review. There was a ban appeal that was submitted to us. We did review that. So just in case anyone's keeping score for whatever weird reason.
Yeah, no, we'll deal with it and
we'll
be done.
Yeah, we reviewed a ban appeal, but that is going to be a no. So, yeah. Okay, and then one other thing that no one cares about.
I don't. I'm going to answer Time's question. Any plans for updates 120? Okay, so again, with standard answer of any time in Minecraft updates, we have to wait until paper and plugins update too, and the time frame for that is I don't know. IDK. I mean, if the timing lines up properly, then probably a good time to do it would be when Delta opens, because usually 2 or 3 months, that's probably a good amount of time for paper and plugins to stabilize. So that might be a scenario. It's also a possible scenario that we update to Minecraft 120 before Delta, but again, I don't know if that's going to be possible. I think like previous servers tradition, in previous server traditions, we've always there's always been a Minecraft update up as part of it. So,
We did that with Zeta.
yeah. So it doesn't. There's a precedent for it. Okay. I'm
And
just kind. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Sam.
no, go ahead, you.
I'm actually. This is a Q&A. I have a question just in general to the people here. What do you guys think about the new server? Do you have any ideas of what you want on there right now? We'll discuss it in the, the channel, but I'm just kind of trying to get a vibe here. Oh, okay. So world expansion and disk space. I can sort of answer these together. Uh, I'll post the stats again. The SSD. So there's two parts of the server. There's the SSD where a lot of the Minecraft server files, the world files, are stored. The SSD is made for where you want the fastest read and write access, and then there's the hard drive that contains mostly the wiki, the dying map, a lot of files that don't change as much, but they do take up a lot of space. The SSD, I have to look at the gigabytes. The size is the same as on Delta. The size is the same as Zeta. So unfortunately, in that case, there's really not that much space to. There's not going to be a new world expansion, and even if we did, the world generation's all screwed up anyway. So I don't think we'd be doing that at all.
And also, there's so much space on the current world that as much as it was fun to release new terrain in the two expansions that we've done, it's not like we're at a space crunch like we were on the old world.
Yeah. So the new world will be still the same. Basically, to answer everyone's question, there's no new worlds or world changes that are expected. With there might be one exception, but I'll get to that in a sec. The hard drive that part has 4 TB. It's doubled on 8 TB on Delta. That's mostly a good thing for new world downloads. We're starting to run out of space there, so I think we're okay for the next while there. One thing I actually forgot to tell the admins about it, but one thing I am playing about, or I'm planning to do, is probably move the Core Protect database from the SSD to the hard drive. I'm not sure. This might have some performance implications because every time you make a block change, it'll, it might get slower or at least the logging will be slower on Core Protect because it'll be on a hard drive. But
we'll use the server as the test bench to see what that's like.
We'll see. But the benefit of this is there's several of them. One, we could try to put the die map on the SQL database. That'll help enable that. But also it'll free up space on the SSD. We don't theoretically, if we don't have to, it would basically mean less purges for the Core Protect, because if it's on the hard drive now, that database could grow exponentially, or as long as we need. Where in the SSD, it's a bit limited because it's sharing the space with the main server and the beta server. So because there's space freed up on the SSD, there is space to expand worlds, but we're not going to do new world because that's probably that's too much. That's not going to work. I guess the one world that it would probably benefit from an expansion is Lab, because that one, I don't know if you've looked at it. It's kind of filled up, and I feel like maybe I remember last time I asked the community to clean up the lab world, no one did it. So the only thing I can really do is expand it and provide more space there. So
I think the other announcement with that is we are intending to discontinue the Mumble server because that is rarely used these days.
yeah, that is part of the plan. A lot of the back end stuff's going to get changed over. Mumble itself doesn't, doesn't actually take up much CPU or RAM resources or memory resources, but it is one more thing to update and to maintain. And if no one's using it, it kind of doesn't make sense to have it around. So part of that will be the plan. The plan right now is to discontinue that. I am reading the comments here. Yeah, again, there's no at the moment. There's no world expansion plan. If there is going to be expansion, it'll probably be the lab world, but I haven't made a final decision on that quite yet. There is, yeah, but yeah. I should post the specs on this thing, shouldn't I? Do you have the doc open, Simon?
I do, yeah. I'll post them.
Yeah, just the specs and stuff. Chiefs posted. Yeah, PDF there. Wow.
Oh, ignore the lack of line spaces.
Yeah, you can probably. There's something down there. Okay. I guess we are in the Q&A portion. So, if you have any questions about the new server or Chief or transition, all that sort of stuff. Aria, it works enough. We had a Xeon for Delta. It works enough for me, and it's also affordable. I can't afford more than how much I'm paying per month. If I do it, if I get an actual like a mainstream Intel server, we're thinking that'll cost like $120 per month or more. So I'm not paying that. Sorry.
But yeah, public bandwidth doubled, RAM speed doubled, processor speed increased.
Yeah. Yeah, the old RAM speed was yeah. It is probably DDR3. We do get ECC, which I don't know how much it'll make a difference, but it's kind of nice.
It might make a little.
Yeah. At least nothing, no gamma rays or something like that.
Any other questions, especially for me while I'm here? Because
this is the opportunity to ask. Like, Chief's here.
He has just posted a note and announcements if people want to read that and have any questions.
it's essentially the same thing that I read off at the start of this meeting. So, not really anything particularly earth-shattering.
Oh, Simon, did you mention the Discord opening? Just give people an update on that.
Oh, I didn't. The update. So we are still considering the option of opening the Discord server to non-members. This would be in a limited capacity, so a couple of open channels where guests would be able to speak and then read-only access to another. it's a fault of mine at the moment that I just haven't been working on that. The intent is to create a blueprint server, which I had started but haven't continued, so that effectively we will allow the community to see what channels guests would be able to see. I think generally we would keep channels specifically related to the server, so pretty much everything in the general category and events would be open to guests. However, more sensitive channels such as the IRL topics would remain as visible to members only. I think the general timeline from here is I'm hoping to have that finished in the next couple of weeks, and we can discuss that in the July GSM.
Cool.
But yeah, still being considered. It just got held up because I've been busy.
Yeah. There's no real rush on this project. It's just I've been leaving it to Simon to do it, so yeah, it'll get done when it gets done. I guess I'll mention this also here, in case people didn't know. We did talk about the Syscraft showcase. I did mention in some comments on Discord, but from what I'm seeing from their community, it sounds like they don't have the manpower or time to do it. They're kind of like us, in a way. Everyone is busy. So, yeah, like we signed up for that event in January. It's June. I don't think it's happening, unfortunately. Which is a shame because it seemed like a really cool event that happened. That they went through 18 other servers, and there was a lot of good feedback that I saw on their Discord. So, yeah. And yeah, Reddit. Oh, Reddit's a shit show. I just started advertising on Reddit. I don't know. Yeah. It's yeah.
It exists. It's been kind of dead for a while, so it's not like it would do anything.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna wait for the whole Reddit thing to blow. Well, if it'll blow over, if there's a possibility it might not. But
I mean, there's a non-zero chance that it won't.
yeah.
Unlike a lot of the others where they say it's going to be a big deal and then it's not. Like this one, actually, I think has a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Scully, that's probably an accurate statement.
It has for those who are old enough. It might be the case that Reddit goes the way that Dig did, if you know that site. Yeah. Any other questions, comments?
Again, anything for me while I'm here.
Yeah. There is a GSM tomorrow, though it's probably going to be incredibly brief because the only topic is the road stuff because AP wasn't there. So, yeah.
So, Western Line is done. That was essentially the last big hurdle, and the only real big project. The only other one that I know of is the metro overhaul in Central City. AP was also involved in that project, so we'll be working on that's part of the transition, is just making sure that there are no other loose ends of random projects that I'm forgetting, just because it has been a while where I've been fairly busy. Simon just messaged to me, and thank you. This is a good reminder. So it's too late to nominate people for June. However, given that we have had a number of people step down from various staff positions over the last several months, I would highly request people to please consider and submit nominations for moderator for the July or August nomination cycles. If you're not sure who to start with, conductors, while you're not required to be a conductor, that is a good list of people who you may want to start with if you're not sure. At least that's how like I personally would recommend doing that. Um, so if you know, that would be something that I would certainly appreciate, and the staff would certainly appreciate if there were some nominations for mods. Um, yeah. Toth, will non-staff be allowed to work on the Central City Metro overhaul? Yes. There were a lot of non-staff who were involved in the project, and it kind of got um, it just kind of fell by the wayside. So as part of me stepping down, I'll be chatting with AP to see what we need to do to kind of kickstart it back up, and if there are opportunities to bring in additional people. But yes, there absolutely are plenty of ways for non-staff to be involved. Anything else? Think we will stop the stream before we do that, Fred?
Yeah, but we haven't done funny questions in a while, so
We haven't done silly questions in a while,
But
and
this-
Frumple's here, so we might as well.
but I might regret that. Maybe I just forgot how bad these funny.
You
questions
regret this every time.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck it. I'm here to entertain you, okay? That just seems like the MO here. Dance, funny owner, dance. Jesus. Okay.
Anyway, but okay, I think in terms of the meeting material, we're done. Thanks, everybody. Again, we'll be back for GSM tomorrow. So at this point, I'm going to kick you all out of the stage. We can hang out in general if anyone has any further questions or whatever. I'll be hanging out for a little bit before I gotta go to do some stuff. So thanks all.